However, once I move into what? Once I move into extension, alright, it will lock the knee into extension. Alright, if it's a drop ring lock, it will allow the knee to be in extension. Alright, otherwise, if it's a pole lock, it will slowly increase the degrees of knee extension. Okay, slowly moving towards full extension. You understand, class?
So is it automatic?
Huh?
The pole something, is it automatic?
It's like a dial like this. It's like a circular thing.
Then we have to
Move?
concentrate, we have to move ourselves.
Then automatically it will lock at certain degrees. So, then you're like a robot in which it will lock the knee into certain ranges of movement. It will also prevent excessive flexion, excessive extension. You understand? Or you can set it as well. That it will allow full movement up to this point, alright? But it will restrict movements beyond that. You understand what I mean, guys? For example, it can allow full extension of the knee, but it will lock the knee, let's say for example, in 90 degrees of flexion. Anything beyond 90 degrees of flexion will not be allowed by the lock. You understand? Remember, you have an orthosis. Orthosis is used for bracing the extremities, so it will stabilize your lower limb. Understood? Alright, so guys, I already done. So removing is also the same. Alright? Putting in and then putting off is just the same. Okay, unfortunately we don't have braces here because braces are custom made. Alright? So they are custom made. Even if we have it here, you'll not be able to use it because it has to be fitted to your specifications. Okay? They need to be based on your own measurements. Anyway, don't have to worry about it because usually doctors will be the one to order the braces. Alright. Now, what we're going to do next is teaching the patient to what? What's the next step? Sit to stand exercises. Meaning to say, I'm going to teach the patient how to, to stand. So in this position, by the way guys, all of the exercises we will do first inside the parallel bars for extra support. Later, as the patient develops more power, more control, you have to teach this, bring the patient outside parallel bars. Is that clear? So everything has to be done first inside parallel bars, then later on outside. So I'm going to hold the handle like this, alright? And then hold the other leg like this. Alright? Other hand like this. So I'm going to push myself. 1, 2, 3. So my leg will be extended already. Alright? Then I will have to adjust. Okay? Okay? Okay. Remember, your legs are paralyzed. You cannot bend your hip, you cannot bend your knee, so you have to hike your pelvis so as to position the lower limbs properly. Do you understand, class? Alright, you understand? So that's the first thing that we are going to teach. I will repeat now. Guys, ensure that the wheelchair is locked. Alright. So, assuming I already moved the patient towards what? Towards the edge of the chair. Alright? Then I put on the braces. Okay? Braces are there. Remember, when the patient is still sitting, it will not be in extended position. The knee is not yet locked. Once I move into standing position, alright, it will move towards, or it will allow extension of the knee. And once the knees are extended, it will lock the knee into extension. Is that clear, class? Alright, hold this one. Okay, hold the other one. And then you have to get a momentum. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Then, adjust. Alright? Adjust. Alright? Get it, guys? Now, Make sure that the feet is 4 to 5 inches apart. Alright. Feet should be 4 to 5 inches apart. Next, what shall I do? Oh my God, I should have not worn a long sleeves. Alright. Alright, so this one should be here. Alright. So what I do is, of course, this one, the knees are locked. Alright. It will not buckle. But for extra support, I'm going to what? Lean on one side. So shift my weight to one side. Alright. And also somehow leaning to the parallel bar for extra support. Okay. I'm going to pick. Alright. Going to pick the forearm clutch and place it in front. Alright? Once I place it in front, I will have to move it against the parallel bar like this. Alright? Then lean or shift my weight on that side. Alright? Pick the other, Pick the other forearm crutch or elbow crutch and then place on the opposite side. Alright? Get it? Then adjust. Alright. My knees are locked. Now, I have to develop standing balance. What's the next exercise? Please read it. What's the next step after putting?
Static standing balance.
Okay, standing balance. Alright, so I have to keep my feet, alright, 4 to 5 inches apart. Initially, what shall I do for extra support? I can, alright, be in this position for a few minutes. Where is the physical therapist? Where is the physio? Physio should be inside the parallel bar, should be at my back. Alright, always place a guard belt. And you only hold the guard belt. Do not provide support. Provide only support when it is necessary. You understand? Why do you have to put guard belt? So that in the event patient is falling, you can just grab the guard belt, alright? And you'll be able to gain control. Okay? You'll be able to catch the patient before the patient fell to the or fall to the ground. Okay? You understand, class? So that's what we're gonna do. So initially, we're going to do it like this. Alright? Let's say, for example, the patient already developed some balance here. What I'll do is, I'm going to shift my weight to one side, put my hand on the parallel bar. Alright? Alright? And then, shift my weight to the right, and put my other hand on the parallel bar. Like this. Alright? Then I will have to keep my body, my trunk, my hips, my knees in fully extended position. I will have to keep my this position for a few minutes. Alright? So that I'll develop balance and tolerance in this direction. Eventually, what I'll do is I'll remove the hand support. But I will ask the patient to, what? Make the hands close to put hands close to the parallel bars as possible. So that in the event that they are losing balance, they can just easily grasp the parallel bars. You understand, class? Guys, are we teaching this if you have paralyzed upper extremities?
No.
Definitely not. Just like what I told you, locomotion training can only be given if patient has SCI, neurological level of SCI, T12 and below. You understand? Because those with higher SCI have no capacity to ambulate. Only those with lower SCI have the capacity to ambulate. Is that clear, class? So if your patient, let's say for example, is C7, C8, T1, don't teach them this one because definitely they're not going to learn how to walk. You only need to teach them how to use the wheelchair. Is that clear for everyone? Alright. So that's it. So let's say for example, they are already developed good strength here. Alright? So the next thing that I'm going to do is, alright? Next thing that I'm going to do is I will have to ask the patient to do what? Standing push-ups. The physiotherapist again should be at the back of the patient. Alright? Providing guarding, minimal supervision and minimal handling and minimal guidance. Alright, so what shall you do? You ask the patient to do 1, 2, okay, 10. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. This is not the second. Standing balance, sorry. This is the progression. First, we have to develop, after standing, they need to develop weight transfers. Okay? So they need to learn how to transfer their weight, alright, to either side of the body first. Okay? Weight transference. Okay? So we'll have to transfer, okay, 1, alright, 2, 3, 10. So we'll have to do this for 8 to 12 repetitions, or an average of 10 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. Alright, so again, 1, alright, 2, and then 10. Alright, so 8 to 12 repetitions, average of 10 repetitions, 2 to 3 sets. Next, I will have to teach the patient how to do anterior and posterior weight shifts. So I'll have to teach anterior weight shift first. Okay? So I'll have to move my, what? I have to move my crutches a little bit forward and ask the patient to put the weight on the crutches. 1, alright, 2, 3, alright, 4, alright, 5, 10. So we'll have to do this for 8 to 12 repetitions, alright, average of 10, alright, and then for 2 to 3 sets. Alright. Next, I'll do posterior weight shifts. So I'll have to move the, what? I'll have to move the crutches a bit closer to the body and ask the patient to shift weight backward, recognizing his own limit in posterior direction. So if this is his limit, he needs to recognize that this is his limit in posterior sway. So he can only sway it like this. 1, alright, 2, 3, alright, 4, 5, and then 10. Physiotherapist should be guarding the patient. Alright? You're not holding the patient, but at least your hands are always there, alright, to catch the patient in the event that the patient will fall. Is that clear, class? Alright. Next, after we do this, we are going to do standing push-ups. So meaning to say, I will have to, what? I will have to place the crutches in front of me and lift my body up. 1, 2. Okay, guys, just to show you, no, so that you can see my upper limb. Okay, see, 1. Okay, 2, 3. Okay, 4. Okay, 5, 10. So 8 to 10 repetitions. All right, 8 to 12 repetitions. Average of 10. Alright, 2 to 3 sets. You understand, class? Huh? You understand? The next exercise that we're going to teach after standing push-ups. Huh? Swing through. Okay. But before that, guys, okay, I just need to remind you that, okay, before you teach the patient, crutch ambulation, what shall you do first? You need to strengthen your upper extremity muscles, right? Your shoulder flexors, shoulder extensors, adductors, scapular depressors, like your latissimus dorsi, elbow extensors, wrist extensors, finger flexors. All of these muscles need to be strengthened. Am I correct? So what else? Your scapular protractors, your serratus anterior also need to be strengthened. So did I taught you how to strengthen these muscles? Yes. If the muscle grade is 5, do you still need to strengthen the muscles? Yes. Because the muscles may have a muscle grade of 5 but may not be enough to lift your body up. Alright? So we need to strengthen. Okay. Before guys, you teach the patient how to do ambulation. Alright. So let's say for example, standing balance is okay. Okay? Patient can already do standing balance. Alright? You also need to teach the patient how to turn using crutches. Alright? So what shall we do? Alright? We'll move one crutch forward. Alright? And then hike the hip and move it forward. Using pelvic motion. You understand? Move the other, okay, crutch in a backward direction or towards the direction of turn. Hike the hip and through what? Pelvic motion, move it backwards. Okay? Move this one forward. Alright? Hike the hip and move it. Alright? Rotate it like this. Alright? Move this one, backward again. Alright? Hike the hip and then move the leg towards the direction of the turn. Move move the crutch forward, alright, towards the direction of the turn. Lift the hike the hip and then rotate the pelvis forward. Okay, and then adjust the body. Alright? So that you will be in proper position. You understand, class? Huh? So you already taught the patient how to turn. First, before learning swing through, we need to teach them preparatory movement or preparatory gait pattern. Alright? And what is that gait pattern? You can use your drag to gait. Drag to gait. D-R-A-G. Drag to gait. Okay. So how is drag to gait? Very simple. Okay. Initially, alright. So patient already developed balance, correct. They can already transfer weight side to side. They can already transfer weight forward and backward. Am I correct? Because we're not going to teach the patient to ambulate using crutches without first learning how to balance. Okay? So, like this. And then ask the patient to move. Okay. So they will drag the legs. Move the crutches and then, okay, like that. Or, if they have enough strength, they can actually lift the pelvis up. Alright, so shift the weight to one side, lift the pelvis, alright, and rotate the pelvis forward. Okay? Then, shift the weight to the other crotch. Okay? Then, hike the hip, and then rotate the pelvis forward. Remember, you cannot move your legs. No. So what shall you do? You only move your pelvis. Because pelvic movement will be there. You understand? You will only... So if the patient doesn't know it, what shall you do? Provide manual guidance. Meaning to say, you have to teach them how to move their pelvis. You understand? Okay. Next, let's say for example, patient is already capable of doing this, have enough strength. After drag 2, you need to teach them how to use swing 2. Swing 2 means, alright, crutches, and then lift the body and swing forward. But it should be at the level of the crutches only. Okay? Crutches, and then, okay, like that. Swing 2 gait pattern. And then when you say swing through, all they have to do is move and then, alright. You understand, guys? So that's what you're gonna do. Swing 2 and then swing through. You don't have to worry about the legs, alright? Because remember, they have what? Braces. And the orthosis will keep the knee into extension. Alright? So the knees will not buckle. You understand, class? Swing 2, swing through gait pattern. Next. What's the last one? What's the last exercise? 4-point gait pattern. Am I correct? So it's very simple. Alright, it's just like this. One crotch. Okay. Right crotch. Hike the hip. And then move it. Alright, forward. Okay. Left crotch. Okay, shift the weight. And then hike the hip. And then move it forward. Alright? Right crotch. Okay, shift the weight. Then hike the hip, and move it forward. Alright? Left crotch. Alright, left crotch. Okay, shift the weight. Hip hike, and then move it. Okay, move it forward. You understand, guys? Remember, they will have to hike their hip and move it forward. Of course, the lower is the SCI, the better. Because most likely, they'll be having more and more muscles that are intact. You understand, class? So we're done. Alright, next. What's the next thing that we're supposed to do? Huh? The next thing that we have to learn is, of course, guys, I'm not gonna demonstrate this anymore. These exercises, all exercises that I taught inside the parallel bars, will have to be done now outside parallel bars. You understand, class? Guys, understood? Alright, so if they have to do it outside the parallel bars, I'm not going to repeat it anymore because it's the same sequence. But the only thing is, now you have to do it outside parallel bars. Alright. Now we'll be moving on to the next. Okay. I need the Shirley, can I borrow that particular chair? Oh, no, not that chair. Yeah, I need the one with the cord. And then another one. So, I am one of the physio. We need to have 2 physio. Alright? I need a model.
Physio.
Alright? Okay, so you are the model. Okay. Lower it down. Then you move down. So let's assume, guys, that Lydia is suspended. Alright? Suspended on a harness. The harness would allow her to only partially bear weight on her limbs. So she's not fully putting on her weight or placing her weight on both her legs. It's only partial. Alright? Supported on a treadmill training. So guys, what are the emphasis here? The emphasis here is correct placement of the foot forward. Alright. So Lydia, no. Ivy will be taking care of the left leg. I'll be taking care of the right leg. Alright. So either we will hold her like this and like this. Let's assume that the patient has shoes on. Okay? And the emphasis should be when we step this one forward. Alright? Step this one forward. Patient has to be landing on her heel and moving placing the foot flat on the treadmill. Alright, you have to put it in the lowest speed. Okay, put it on the lowest speed. Okay. Speed, wait. Alright, incline 0. Fine. Because the speed here is, I don't know what is 25, but it should be only 1.5 mph per hour. But never mind, let's see. Start. Here, that one. Okay. Alright, yeah, this one. So, patient has to be holding here initially for added support. But eventually, we will have to ask her to remove her hand support on the treadmill. Alright. Of course, patient is paralyzed. This will not happen, right? So we'll have to move it. Other one, please. Alright, very good. Next. Alright. Emphasize on heel-toe pattern. Very good. Alright. Again, please look at your legs. Look at your foot. Alright. Good. Remove that one. You don't like the patient to circumduct. Alright. Right? Okay. So that's the purpose of what? You just keep on repeating this over and over again. What are we making use of this? The central pattern generator or the CPG. Alright. They found out, guys, that the spinal cord has CPG for reciprocal movements. Is this a reciprocal movement? Yes. So they will be able to learn how to walk again using this. Usually, central pattern generators. Central pattern generators. CPG or central pattern generators are found in the spinal cord. Alright, so even if the spinal cord is disconnected to the brain, alright, a patient would still be able to create reciprocal movement using this. But remember guys, I'm only talking about reciprocal movement. And walking is a reciprocal movement. So the patient will still be able to learn how to walk using this. But of course, do not expect that it will happen in just 1 month. Usually it will happen, they'll be able to develop their ability to walk within months or within a year after the injury. Alright. Actually, you have to do that as well. Initially, we have to teach them how to walk forward, and then later on, we can also teach them how to walk backwards. Alright, and then, what will you do, guys? Isn't it that we do partial body weight supported on a treadmill? And then eventually, we will reduce the suspension Alright? And will make the patient bear more and more weight to the lower limbs.
We still have to carry it.
Yeah, we still have to carry. But eventually you would see that your effort in placing the legs forward will become less and less. And all you have to do is just guide the movement. Okay? Guys, is this effective? Yes. You will see this in hospital charas. Hospital charas. Because when I was posted there, alright, for evaluation before, I saw them undergoing BWST. Like this. For spinal cord injury.
So the machine very big one, right?
Yeah, you have a lot of machines. Very good. Okay? So, that is the first one. What is the first one? Body weight supported on a treadmill training, right? So, there are certain things that you need to emphasize there, alright? Particularly the movement, okay? In a body weight supported on a treadmill training. Now, eventually, once the patient can already start moving the legs one by one, alright, the next progression to that would be teaching them how to use the walker. Now, how are we going to use the walker? It's just the same, just like what you are teaching the walker. Move the walker and then step forward, and then one leg forward and the other leg. Alright, and then eventually, once they develop the control when walking using walkers, you have to teach them how to walk using two canes. Alright, and then eventually, depending on the level of injury or the expectation, you can teach them how to walk using a single cane. That's it, very simple. Alright, so how are we going to teach the patient? Let's say, for example, here are my patient. Alright, good. Next, move your, alright, ready? Tight your hip. Good. Now, going back. You have control of your lower limb. You have to rotate this one. Rotate. Okay. Again, move forward. Hike your hip. And then rotate. Very good. Okay. No, I think that's exaggerated. Okay. Alright, again, hike your hip and then rotate. Very good. Your foot should be pointing forward. Alright, very good. Next, hike your hip and then rotate. Very good. Next, move your, okay. Alright, and then, alright, that's it. You understand? Alright? Alright? Alright, move. Right cane. Alright, hike your left hip. Alright, and then forward. Very good. Okay? Left cane, hike your right hip, and then forward. Okay? Alright, so that's it. Do you understand, guys? So that's it.
Oh, 买很多东西。